Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to what is this, day 5 now of the Master Brick and Mortar Boot Camp. Today we're going to be going over the mood board workshop. I am your host, co-host, Kyle Strubing, coming to you live from Flower Mound, Texas, here with my business partner, life partner, all in all partner in crime, Joanne Mester, soon to be Strubing. Jojo, baby, how we doing today? How was your weekend?
We're good. I am pumped. This is one of my absolute favorite topics. I've been waiting for this day. This is our bonus workshop. It wasn't a part of the 4-day workshop, but we wanted to come back and bring you a bonus session on a topic that is just so important to the longevity of your business. And it's all about creating an experience at your store. So important, right?
The most important, I
Yes.
would say. It's the most important, eliciting those feelings, creating an experiential retail experience. I know that sounds a little redundant, but a little bit more, a lot like leaning more, less transactional. And it's like we've gone over the last couple of days. It's just how you differentiate yourself, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. So today we're going to get a little interactive. So bust out a piece of paper and pen. If you have it, I think it's best when you can write things down and not type it out. But either way, we're gonna get you writing things down and really brainstorming today on how to design your store to create an experience. So if you're excited, get in the chat. Let us know you're excited to be here. I hope everyone had an enjoyable weekend. I know a lot of you were catching up on the replays. So excited to have you here. Let's see. All right. Today is super interactive. So we want you writing and focusing. So turn off all those distractions, put the phone aside, put those emails on hold. Let's focus together here today and really take this time to brainstorm on your business. I think you're going to come up with some really awesome, exciting things today. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, so there's only a few days left to catch the replays. They are expiring and going away, but you still have some time. So get in there and watch the replays. We've sent those to you via email each day, but you can also find them in the Facebook group. So jump in there and watch those replays before they expire. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions as you go through those replays. All right, just a reminder that Brick and Mortar Academy is open for enrollment. We have loved watching all the progress that you all are making here. It's incredible to see that the ideas that you're generating, the decisions that you're making, you all have built so much momentum here in this boot camp. And we want to continue that momentum with you. Kyle and I have already been chatting about so many of y'all's businesses and ideas on how to really help y'all get open and help y'all grow if you're already open. So we would love the opportunity to continue to work with you inside of Brick and Mortar Academy. This is our 10-week experience that kicks off on the 19th. You have to enroll before then.
All of our networks too have been super engaged, and obviously we're open books, and the people that I talk to and bounce business ideas and stuff off of, we've been talking about a lot of different things. It's been pretty neat, pretty interesting, and I've been able to get a bunch of insights. So it's exciting. We definitely have some big things coming.
Love that. Yes. So inside of Brick and Mortar Academy, we will take you beyond what we've done this week to continue your progress. We'll help you set up your business plan. We're going to walk you through how to negotiate and secure your location. We're going to help you further design and walk you through exactly how to build out your store in a way that increases your sales. We're going to teach you the exact marketing that you need. There's so many ways to market your business. And this is where we see people spend a lot of money on things that just don't work. So we're going to walk you through exactly what works. And so you don't waste any money and time on the wrong things. That's not all. We're also going to teach you what systems you need, like loyalty programs, your POS, all of the ways that you need to be setting up your business for a smooth rollout on day one. We're going to teach you effective merchandising strategies. This isn't just for products, but this is also for service-based businesses on how to place your signage and how to set up things throughout your store in a way that is visually appealing and increases your likelihood of sales. We'll be walking you through sales strategies so you're confident in ways to upsell, cross sell, and get people back into your store once they've come in, and how to run a super successful, smooth, grand opening. So we'd love to see you inside of the academy. There's so much more that we want to teach you in this process, and we hope that you can join us there. Just wanted to let you know we did extend that fast action bonus, which is a 30-minute one-on-one session, or as Kyle says, two-on-one session for our strategy session. This is where we can really get in the trenches with you. So we're offering 30 minutes with you to just dive into your specific business. This bonus will expire tonight at midnight. So if you want that 30-minute one-on-one with us, sign up for Brick and Mortar Academy, and we will do this session with you. This is a session that you can set up anytime throughout the academy, and we will dive into your business. So if that's something you want to do right away, we can do that with you. Yes, so sign up if you want the session.
And we'll say one thing over the weekend. It's funny, some of these things that we almost take for granted at this point, like some of these strategies we did this weekend, like the yard signs and it all,
Yeah.
it was all put into play this weekend. I was thinking earlier about, being in the retail game, you kind of work your week a little backwards. I mean, granted, we got some free time, but on the weekends is really when it's go time for us. And I was just kind of reflecting on a lot of the strategies and stuff that we use now. We can just click it, just pull that lever immediately. It's not something we have to sit down, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Well, we've done it before. We've seen it over 5 years. Let's pull this lever and then get the the additional income really is
Yeah.
what we did. And that this weekend was definitely the yard signs. We saw some
Yeah.
significant extra traffic. With some basic stuff,
Yeah.
some good, got back to the basics. So for existing businesses, it's really important to, kind of double down on what on your strengths is, and that's what we do.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. One thing you get inside the academy is we've made a list, and we use this personal list. It's 75 ways that you can drive traffic almost instantly at no cost. And so when we have a slow day, we pull out this list
Right.
and we just pick something. And like Saturday, it was a little slower than normal. We noticed it started off slow. So we looked at, our list of things that we kind of have memorized now, but
Right.
and we threw out those yard signs and boom, people started coming in. So there's so many things that you can do. But yes, so much goodness inside of the academy. We could talk about it all day long. If you've got questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to hop on a call with you, make sure it's the right fit for you. All right, stay with us until the end today. We will be doing some Q&A again at the end. This is a Q&A for anything business related, personal related. We're an open book. We'll answer anything. Okay, so let's get to today's topic. Today is all about how to design your business to create an unforgettable in-store experience that has customers coming back time and time again. So by the end of our time together, you're going to understand the feeling and experience that your store will provide to customers, and you're going to have a list of ideas of how to design your space to enhance this feeling and experience. Don't worry, we're going to walk you through it all. So we're going to start with a little education on experiential retail, and then we're going to get you really writing down and brainstorming here with us today. So hang with us. This is going to be a really fun one. All right. So I want you to tell me in the comments, what are some reasons why you personally go into a physical brick and mortar business today? Tell me in the comments, what gets you off the couch walking into a store? What's the reason you go to that store versus purchasing online? What are the reasons? Tell me in the chat. Expert opinions, absolutely. You want to learn something, right? You want to get some education from someone. Convenience, I like that. You can get it right away. You don't have to wait. Yes. To see the product in person. Yes, Liz, you probably want
See,
to
feel,
touch it,
touch.
try it. Yeah.
Yep.
Convenience, location. Love that. Great. Yes. Love that. You guys are all hitting the nail on the head here. We love walking into businesses to learn, play, experiment, or experience in a way that is not possible at home. So that is really the goal of what we're talking about today, is how to create something where people can come get educated, they can come learn something that they can't necessarily learn online. They can play with your product or services. They can interact and touch things and feel things. They can experiment, try things, and overall just gain an experience that you can't get anywhere else. All right, so some research. We are really big on experiential retail, but it's not just us. We've done a lot of research in this area from experts that really talk about the future of brick and mortar business is no longer going to be you just walk into a business to buy a product or try a service. People really do want to come and get experiences. And if you want to set your business up to be long lasting and sustainable for years and years to come, it really truly is all about creating an experience. So we've got some research to back that up. So there was a study done by the Harvard Retail Industry. They interviewed 10,000 people, and they found that over 60% of consumers will share a positive experience with others. Well, I don't know about you, but I know there's no marketing that we can do that gets 60% of people talking about their experience with others. And I know, like, when people leave our business, they're not just telling their friends about their experience, but they're also raving online. And this goes such a long, huge way. Like, Kyle is kind of the face of our business, and he's at our store a lot. And like every day I'm getting like reviews or tags of people like, man, that experience with Kyle was incredible. He educated us. He gave us a tour, people just rave about it. And that's what this is about, is not just, turning people into buyers, but turning them into fans. And that goes such a long way with creating a buzz about your business to grow your business, right?
Right, 100%. And it starts with you setting the tone, being open, being honest. We'll go into a lot of the different things, but in a lot of that and a lot of the reviews and stuff is I mean, we're super real with people. It's almost like we brought them into our house. And that's kind of the feeling you want to get. This is your passion. This is your baby. This is an extension of, I mean, I see it as an extension of our home. So we very welcoming and we just take the experience from there.
Right. All right. Some other studies share that companies that outperform on crafting a customer experience will dramatically generate higher revenue. It's just facts. So more research showing that the importance of creating an experience. I'm not going to bore you with more research, but I hope that you can see the power of creating an in-store experience and why it is so important. Tell us in the chat if you see why this is so important and valuable for creating an experience in your store. I think this is something that we didn't realize in the beginning, but we were already doing some of the things that were creating experience. And then when we realized that that was what was working, we really leaned in there.
Yes, Nikki, 100%, right? Do something everybody else does, but just better.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
just better.
I love
I
it.
love it.
All right, so when we talk about designing your store, we really want to start with your brand story. Now, I always use this example. It's an extreme example, and I know we're not in the business of creating theme parks, but I do want to use Disney as an example. Disney, when you think about Disney, every single space they have, they create a story. They're interacting with you. They're creating spaces for you to learn, to play, to interact, to what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you taste, what you smell. It's all about creating a magical moment, is their tagline, in people's lives. So everything you experience there is enhancing that story. The theme park designer behind Disney says that story is the essential organizing principle behind every decision that they make. So I want you to think about what is the story that you want to tell with your business and use that to make every single decision that you make, from the design, from what products or services that you choose to sell, from the paint colors on the wall. What is the story that you are going to tell? And that's what we're going to help you do
And
today.
this is something we drill down on even with new hires. Like we first ask them with regarding the product or whatever it is that we're doing. Is what is your story when it comes to wellness or when it comes to this flotation therapy, whatever? And that's kind of where it started. And that's why, a lot of people open up and we open up with our story. That's where everything starts.
Absolutely.
It's where
Yes.
everything starts.
Yeah. Products and services are truly ineffective without a story behind them. So we really want to emphasize the story in every single thing that we do. All right. So, how do you create your brand story? It's how customers are going to feel when they come into your business and when they leave, and it's how they're going to engage with your products and services while they are there. So, we're thinking about what they see, what they hear, what they touch, what they taste, what they smell. How does the overall experience leave customers feeling when they leave your business? And that's what we're focusing on today. All right, I'm going to give you a couple of examples to help you get your juices flowing, and then we're going to get into some action here. But I want to start with Sonos speakers. Who's heard of Sonos speakers? They've got excellent speakers. They're in a highly competitive realm, but they've really differentiated themselves. And the way that they did this is they were already selling online, but they wanted to expand to brick and mortar because they saw some value there. Now, when they went to their customers and asked them, where were you introduced to Sonos speakers? They all said, when I was sitting at my friend's house, or when I was watching a movie at my parents' house, or it was in the comfort of other people's homes. So what they did is they created a store with these um what do you call them, like rooms what you could walk in, and these rooms were like set up like an apartment that you were sitting in, or like a living room or a kitchen. They were these interactive places that you could walk in and experience what those speakers would be like in these different settings. So obviously, we're not making these huge scale experiences, but even if you could create a small experience like this, it's super, super powerful. Not only that, they have these awesome lounge spaces throughout their retail space where people can just sit down and relax and stay and gather. They also have pictures of musicians, which captures the heart of why people are there. You're there because you likely love music and you want to enjoy that. So they have visuals all across their store to really enhance that feeling.
It gives you an escape, really, right? And
Mhm.
the idea is to kind of obviously to escape where you're at, but and then this one is a little bit more relatable, but with a lot of this experiential reality, experiential retail, the idea is an escape. You're kind of stepping out, stepping away from the norm and to create an experience that stands alone.
Yes,
And to be positive and to help them with their needs to move on. They come through just as a break. So a lot of times I noticed.
absolutely. Let's look at another example. There is a company called Globetrotter. They are a European company, so we don't see them here in the US, but they are like a sporting goods company. But when you go to their space, they have these really cool experiences. They have these Arctic chambers, these different rooms where you can try on the gear that they sell and see what they're like in super cold spaces. Or you can even camp there in their store overnight, so you can try out the tenting gear and sleep in it and see how it is. They, as you can see in this picture here, they have like a river that runs through where you can actually canoe. In their shoe department, they have different terrains where like gravel or mountainous rock, dirt, where you can try on the shoes and try it on different terrains. Like, how cool is that? Like I said, again, we're probably not, making these $1 million theme park type experiences, but even if you could just take one of these things, think about how that would differentiate your business. At Globetrotter, they also serve you mealworms. Um, don't suggest that for just any business, but they want to captivate this feeling of adventure, like you're on this outdoor adventure. So every single thing that you do while you're there, you feel like you're on this adventure or you're getting excited for an adventure that you're planning. They also offer immunizations for like malaria before you go travel to these, other countries. So everything that they do is really encouraging this experience and this feeling of adventure at their store. So I love this example. I just think it's such a great way to captivate people and take your product to the next level.
Mealworms, you got me stuck on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. I don't know if I'd try 'em. All right, another example, this is our, float therapy business. So when we first started out in float therapy, we were visiting other float therapy centers, and they had these, like, white pods like you see in the picture that were kind of boring and honestly, quite frankly, looked a little scary when they were just by themselves. And we realized like we want to bring people in to a different atmosphere. So we were thinking about what were people looking for when they come to do float therapy. And some of the benefits are escaping from reality and getting that tranquil, relaxing atmosphere. So we created one room here on the left that is like we call our oasis room. We set it up with this, plant like greenery to help people feel like they're kind of escaping into a jungle as they go in there. It's a tranquil atmosphere that they can't get at home, that they really feel like they are escaping. The second room, we have a space themed room, like they're almost leaving this planet, they're leaving all technology behind. They've got a galaxy wall, we have galaxy lighting on the ceiling in there. So they're really stepping into a different environment completely, and it's enhancing this feeling of relaxation and escape that they can't get anywhere else.
So I will say 90% of what you see on here, I did myself, right? And this goes back to the, the academy and stuff like that of, you're so capable of so much. Like, I'm not a carpenter, I'm not this, there's a lot of things that I'm not, but when it came down to it, because it was my passion and we cared about it and wanted to make it happen so much, we were able to construct these things that people are just, they're in awe of. And I'm not tooting my own horn here, but what I'm trying to say is that like this isn't something that has to be like it looks amazing and it looks professional, but that's not something. It's just not like
Yeah.
I did it. Like I have a degree in history. Like I'm not anyone special. And we did this while the store was open. The front of the store was open. During off times, and it was a beast, no doubt. But the point is that like you can make this happen. And things that I was normally intimidated by. I mean, between these two tanks, there's over 500 gallons of salt water in these things. Super intimidating. It looks like to the build, but we just did it, and it took one step after the next, and we messed up a couple things, but it's my point is that it's possible, and you can make these things happen with just a little tweaking and
Mhm.
and passion. It really is. It's what it boiled down to.
Yeah, great point. I love that. All right, so I want you to get out a pen and paper, and we're going to start designing your in-store experience. So I'm going to take you through different topics, and I just want you to start brainstorming. There's no wrong way to do this. You're just going to put anything that comes to your mind on paper. So the first thing that I want you to think about is the story that you want to tell in your store. This really, what I want you to focus on is how do you want customers to feel when they walk into your store and feel when they leave your store. So I'm going to turn on some music and give you about 2 minutes here. Just write down anything and everything that comes to mind. All right. There's no wrong answers here. Just jot it down. How do you want customers to feel inside of your business and when they leave? All right, let's get to writing.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries. We'll make our own way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, it will all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours forever. Are we part of this circus? Is it innate? Feels like a heavy burden, but I can't relate. Do our actions even matter? Or is this a fate? At least now I'm feeling better. I know I'm here to stay. Won't you come outside?
All right, wrap up any final thoughts that you got.
Breathe in the air. Look up.
All right, if you wouldn't mind putting in the chat, what are some of the feelings and the stories that you want to tell that you've come up with? Tell us in the chat what your thoughts are, that there's no wrong answer here. What are some of the emotions and feelings that you want customers to feel inside your store and when they leave? Tell us in the chat. I can't wait to see. I know when Kyle and I did this, a lot of our feelings and emotions were, relaxed, relieved, stress-free, rejuvenated. We wanted them to leave feeling tranquil and at ease.
Oh,
Yes, anxious-free.
hungry.
Welcome, hungry, excited. I love that. Welcomed, appreciated, impressed, happy and satisfied. I love that. At home, I like that. They are helped and respected. Yes. Great feelings and emotions. Yes. Love that. These are great. There's no wrong answers. And this is something I want you to come back to and to continue to journal about these emotions and feelings and stories behind everything that you do in your store. Now, oops, wrong way. Able to be transparent. I like that, Nikki. All right, so I want you to remember every design decision that you make should have these feelings in mind. So if you want your customers to feel welcome and appreciated and happy and satisfied, every decision that you make, from the color of the paint, what is going to help people, make people feel welcome and happy in your business? What about the products and services that you offer? Make sure that every single decision that you make enhances this feeling and contributes to this feeling. If it doesn't, then consider changing it a little bit, right?
Right. A lot of people talk about the colors and stuff like that is one thing that allows them. It's pretty crucial. It can create, it's the difference between a sterile, clean environment, which is great, and in wellness, that's great. But a lot of people say one of the differences just in the overall feel, warmer colors, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Is one thing.
Yeah. All right, let's keep this going. Let's keep the momentum going. So for this one, I want you to focus on what customers will see when they walk into your store. Now, giving some ideas. So, are you going to have static visuals? Are you going to have maybe video playing? You're going to have quotes on the wall. What are some things that people can see when they walk into your business that will enhance this feeling? So an example would be like when you walk into a gym, they typically will have like video of people running a marathon or sweating or working out, or maybe there's a motivational quote on the wall. Sometimes they'll just have a photo of like pro athletes. Some of these things that promote this feeling of, wanting to work out and excitement and getting fit. So I want you to spend a minute here. I'm going to turn the music back on. We're just going to do about a minute. Write down everything that you want customers to see that can enhance this feeling. All right. No answer is wrong. We got this.
To the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, it will all seem better outside. Just us in the sky. I will go wherever, I'll be yours
All right, the song ended, so I think that's a good time to wrap up anything that you are jotting down. Now tell us in the chat, what are some things that you've come up with that you want customers to see that will enhance the feeling in your store? What types of visuals do you want them to see? What have you come up with? I loved this picture here because it had the bicycles, and this was actually a health and wellness cafe, so definitely helped promote that feeling. Friendly employees, I like that. Yes, pictures, absolutely. Photos can go such a long way in pulling in feelings. Rounding pit, water wall, do-it-yourself station. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. I love that you're thinking about that. Sewing machines,
Cool.
very cool. And I think you're in fashion, right? So that's super cool.
Yeah.
Flavor choices, cup sizes, beautiful products, artisan donuts. Yes, cool. Have that sitting there for them to see right away. Motivational quotes. Love that. Yes, Endo, that's so cool. Love that. You guys are right on it. So keep thinking about this. You can keep brainstorming on things that people can see that just enhance this feeling and what you're trying to provide. Let's move on to the next one. This one, some of you, I think, already mentioned the music, but I want you to think of what customers are going to hear. If it's music, what's the genre? What's the type of music that's going to enhance this feeling? For us, that's very tranquil meditation music. But if you want a welcome, fun atmosphere, maybe that's upbeat pop music. Maybe start jotting down some of the songs you would even play. Sometimes you just want people to hear laughter and talking because it's a place that you want people to come and feel like there's a sense of community. So I'm going to pop back on the music, jot down for a minute here. What do you want people to hear when they come into your business?
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.
All right, wrap up any final thoughts and come back to us.
Yeah, you better step.
Let's get in the chat. Tell us what you came up with. I'm already seeing Nikki saying light melodic tunes. Love that. Upbeat music. Yes, White Tiger. Love that. And a greeting from employees, very important. Celebration festival music. Yes, Liz, I love that. Yes. Motivational music. Yes, when I walk into a store and there's no music on, I get it. And I think it's because we own businesses now, but it feels awkward and uncomfortable a little
Sure.
bit. And like when I walk into our store some days and our employees forgot to put on the music, I immediately am
be
like, yeah,
would be me.
sometimes it's Kyle, but
A lot of it has to do, right? I mean, like if I'm in back or something, I'll obviously turn the music on so that they can whatever, but a lot of times we're able to engage and we do a lot of teaching and the volume really kind of takes
Yeah.
into account too. We go into there's some concepts that we explain that are fairly complex, so you might not want to have that blaring,
Blaring, yep.
151. I'm gonna age myself here, but like the Abercrombie feel, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
doesn't need to be that loud.
that's so
Um,
true.
And then I'll change it up like on a Saturday morning or afternoon or something like that. Like it'll be a little bit more upbeat, whereas in the evening, we'll play a little blues music when we have the kind of events and date nights and just to kind of bring it down and stuff like that and give it that little bit of tranquility for sure.
Yes, Tanya's got slow calming music. Love
There you
that.
go.
Represents beauty. Beautiful. Love it. You guys are right on track here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So what will customers touch when they walk into your business? How are they going to interact with your products and services? Some of you are already mentioning this, like do-it-yourself stations. So one of the best things we do is is sampling. Sampling is a great way to get people touching your products, trying them on, but co-creation stations is a new trend that we have seen really popping up. And like we had helped a client that opened a jewelry business, and she had a station where you could like sit there and co-create a necklace or a bracelet in the store, and really interactive. We also went to an apothecary recently, where they had like you could make your own like body creams and shampoos and conditioners by adding in essential oils, and you picked out the size of the bottle you want. So these kind of co-creation stations are getting really big of ways that people can get interactive in your business. Now, if you're offering a service, obviously people are going to be interacting with that service, but I want you to even think about taking it to the next level of how can they really interact or engage with you and that service. One thing we do is by giving tours of our entire space before they get their service. So they see every single service that we offer and we're educating them along the way. So think of ways that people can start engaging with your products. I'm going to turn some music on, start journaling.
Been to the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might miss it? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might miss it? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up?
I was on mute. Let's wrap up. Any final thoughts here? And let's dive into the chat. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Nikki, does that mean you're joining us in the academy?
Let's
I'm so
go.
excited. That's awesome, Nikki. We can't wait. Can't wait to dive in with you. All right, so tell us what you have come up with as far as how customers are going to touch and engage. Oh, Janet, handheld menu. I like that. Yes, there's something about holding something and
Tangible.
tangible. Yes. Self-service flavor station. Very cool. I love that. Yes. Like, oh my gosh, that's right up kids. Kids can dive in there. Love that. Yep. Yep, Liz, absolutely. You don't always with food have to have them, but with food, like sampling, providing them samples as they walk in would definitely be a great way for them.
We the other day with the Mexican restaurant wasn't all that great, but they came by. Well, it was, and we were asked the waiter, we're like, well, what was they gave us the fajita or whatever, and it was just so much, that little thing, like I said, the restaurant was very cookie cutter, but it was part of the experience that they let you, when you sat down, that they gave you probably one of their
Sample size fajitas.
which we ordered it, and it was fantastic, and it was something that we pointed, it was nice because it was one of their strengths that they
Mhm.
did well, and I'm sure it was a high margin product that they had a million of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was nice for us, and maybe we may or may not have gone with that, but upon trying that, it was like that's what we were going with. too.
Yeah. We find anything we sample in our store, people buy.
Right.
So
You
it's
sell what you sample.
yeah.
100%.
So samples definitely can be great. Decoration stations, perfect for photo opportunities. Oh, I love that because when people start taking photos, they share them and
Props, yeah.
it's great. Great way.
Tags, all that stuff, yeah.
Basket with, oh, sorry.
I
go
will
ahead.
tell people as they're taking those pictures, like, hey, as a small business owner, there's nothing more valuable to me than your referrals. Any of the Facebook posts, I always joke around, I'm like InstaFace and Snapbook. If you could just put those out, it would mean the world to me. And they're always like, oh, heck yeah, I'd love to. And they take pictures. And we have within kind of some sections that are almost, but they're very, encouraging of
Yeah.
selfies for sure.
Great way for people to engage in your store.
Right.
Basket with jewelry. I like that and help them pick out sets. Yes, you're
Yeah.
not just buying a necklace, but let's get a set that looks good for you. I like that.
Pump that average transaction for sure.
Sampling the different styles of sea moss. I love that. And Nikki, I still really want to try your sea moss.
Yeah. Yeah.
My business has some allergen-free options, so sanitization
There you
is
go.
especially important. Yes, yeah, like that. That makes sense. Awesome. Well, and Liz, you can even think of things too, like if your target demographic is like younger children, like what are some ways that maybe they can just have fun and interact while they're there that doesn't necessarily have to do with your product or service. You can think of something like that. Nikki, send me address. I love it. We'll be in touch. Awesome. Okay, let's keep the brainstorming going. You guys are crushing it here. Okay, the next one is taste. Now I know not all of you are selling food or drinks, but this is a way that you can enhance people's experience. I want to in our business, anytime somebody walks in, we offer them a free drink. We provide them CBD drinks or just bottles of water,
Mhm.
and everybody usually takes us up on it and they instantly feel this like, oh wow, they're giving me something. I'm being treated really well here. Also, like another example I was thinking of this morning is Kendra Scott. So Kendra Scott, if I'm sure you guys have heard of them, they sell like high-end jewelry and they do so well at creating an experience at their store. But over the past few years, they have started selling, coffee and I think even alcoholic beverages and like a bakery. And now you don't need to just add in an entire, cafe to your business, but this has really enhanced their experience and it keeps people in their business longer. It provides a place where people can come gather, like, hey, let's go meet up for coffee and shop for jewelry while we're there. So I just want you to think, is there an opportunity for you to enhance people's taste buds in this way. There may not be, but if there is, let's think about
So
it.
on this,
sorry.
we sample the CBD products and stuff like that. And a lot of this, yes, lends to, you're doing twofold here. It lends towards the up in the experience for sure, but it also creates this feeling of reciprocity. When you give somebody something, they feel that they have to, they are way more likely to close, which is spend money, and their average transaction goes up. And this is from what, 70-cent bottle of water from Walmart sometimes.
Mhm.
It's hot in Texas. People like that. It lends to the thing, but that reciprocity, it's just mentally you cannot get around it. It's just been proven. So keep that in mind as well when you're going through this.
Yes, yes. All right, let's get you guys writing. I'm going to give you a minute here. Write down anything that comes to mind. Even if you don't implement it later, just jot it down.
Shine, darling, go ahead and shine. Let's it, 'cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
All right, wrap up any final thoughts here. I was just diving in on the Facebook chat. Sorry, I've primarily been looking at the Zoom chat here, but some of you have some phenomenal ideas over there as well. I'm loving what you guys are coming up with there. I know Jackie's got this child's play area with a birthday board for a birthday club. So neat. I'm loving this. So many cool ideas. Audrey with the choose your own filling for crepes. It's so cool and very interactive. Make your own slime, displays and visual of service for customers. Love that. Touching the garments. Yes. Feeling those garments. Absolutely. So many cool things. So I'm seeing what you guys are coming up with over on the Facebook chat as well. All right, so let's put in the chat what we've come up for taste. Any ideas here? Sample the syrup flavors, Janet. Yes. Haven't decided about sampling. Got it. Yep. Perfect.
We also, you always sample it as you add new things too. We'll just get new things and sample it too. It's a lot more, you know, like people will take the topical and I'll just throw a gummy in or something that's not, that they may or may not even like. It's just something new for them to try. And then they think of somebody and hand that topical sample to their friend or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just extra little more, you know what I mean?
I like Christina pastry samples. It has the word try in it.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, who doesn't want a sample of a pastry? Free candy
There
at
you go.
checkout. That's cool. Basket with candy at checkout. Yeah, that's fun. People always love those little things. Those are just little things that go a long way. We like to throw things in customers' bags when they leave, like a sample. Hey, this is a new product sample. Just
Or
try
new
it.
stuff, even that
So,
we're vetting out ourselves to
mhm.
like our trusted customers and be like, oh, why that? And I was like, well, because you're one of our trusted customers. You've been here for a while, you get it. And I'm trying to
Yeah,
cater to you. That's some of the talk
yeah.
tracks I use for them, you know, and just, hey,
Mhm.
look, man, it's a little appreciation. Let me know if you think it's cool. Let me know if you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
Yes,
And
yes,
that gives them a little bit more involvement and you're like you said, building a fan,
yeah,
you're making fans.
absolutely. Love it. All right, we're moving right along. Now, this one's really important, and I have to say, we've gone into a couple places lately where we walk in, and I truly feel as a business owner because we've had issues before with like our plumbing at our commercial locations, but we get them fixed right away. And when you walk into a place that does not smell good, it instantly
Yeah.
degrades the product or service you're selling, especially if it's a food service place. But it just
Excuse me.
ruins the experience right away. Smell is such an important sense. So we definitely don't want your spaces smelling bad, but think of ways that we can really have them smelling good to enhance the feeling that you want to provide. So like, do you want a diffuser with lavender oil to help promote that calming feeling? Or do we want your place just to smell clean, like cleaning products to help promote that feeling? So write it down, think of some ideas on smell, what you can do for smell and how you want to increase a feeling with smell. All right, let's jump in the chat. I want to make sure we have some time for Q&A. Oh my gosh, I love the fresh bread and coffee. There's nothing like the smell of coffee to me. It just instantly comforts me, wakes me up, excites me. Lavender plugins. Yes, I didn't even think about plugins.
Yeah.
Great idea, Janet. Yes.
And I will say a lot of this, right? A lot of it has to do with like the spots in their build out. And some of the times, like one of the challenges can be one of your neighbors and stuff like that too, right? I know we walked into some other stores, it just smells like a restaurant in there and it's super tough. And a lot of, we'll put a candle when it rains, sometimes it can just get a little funky kind of at our spot. So I'll put it right at the door and that kind of gives them a little bit
Mhm.
more,
And they
you know,
walk in.
yeah, and it's honestly they're candles that we sell in the store too. And so they're like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, that smells fantastic. And then it's
Yeah.
just it's an easy sell that way. So don't look at it as, you can play with that as well,
Yeah,
you
if
know?
you do have candles in your store, I do highly recommend offering them for sale because
Yeah,
people will ask
people will
you,
buy 'em.
"What scent? Oh, I want
People
it."
spend money on candles big time.
Fresh flowers,
So,
party decor.
there
Yes,
you go.
yes, I love the smell of fresh flowers, and it just adds to that environment too. I love the semi-annual sale at Bath and Body Works for candles. I'm a sucker for it too. And I love the semi-annual sale model. Side note, we talk a lot about using a semi-annual sale.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a strategy that we love. Okay, I want to make sure we get to Q&A, so we're going on to the last one here, and this is how will customers gather when they come into your business. This is another great way to get customers to experience something in your store. So you can do this with, I know a lot of you have already mentioned classes or community and networking events, but I want you to think about the design of your store. Are you going to have a seating area that's super comfortable where people feel like they could just sit and hang out? Are you going to use bar stools at your counter where people can sit there and get educated on what you offer? Are you going to have like high top tables? Obviously, those with restaurants, I hope you're already thinking about that.
Right.
But how can you continue to add to your design and your environment to where people feel like they want to sit there and stay? Having a place in your business where people can come and gather and stay is essential to increasing your sales.
Whenever we go into a store or an existing business, I always think of, the customer experience, obviously, but I will put myself there. I'll kind of stand in the doorway, close my eyes, open my eyes, and figure where does my eye initially go to? Where do I want my eye to initially go to? And then as I'm engaged with the employee, or we do this with our customers that come in, where do they go? How do they move? Are they able to see all the products? Do they go direct to the counter? Do they go somewhere else? What will happen if, let's say I have 3, 4 parties of people who have come
Mhm.
in, and now, hopefully that's a problem that you're gonna have. Where are you gonna go from there? Where are you gonna take them? Where are they gonna go? And you can use some of these sights, smells, all these things that you've gone over in certain areas to get that experience. So when
Right.
they come in, people generally go to the right. So we've put a lot of our higher end products, eye-catching things immediately to the right to drag them in. They're at the furthest corner of the store. So they
Mhm.
have to walk past and around all these other things so that they're able to see what they're going for, right?
Yep.
And they'll pass the candles and get that scent. They'll, see all these other, we have a flower station, they'll see that, and then they gravitate kind of over there and then we have a kind of a seating area then with some other literature for some passive, really the signage and stuff is passive education.
Mhm.
So just think of kind of, in your dream business, like close your eyes, put yourself there and put yourself with the customer, not with the customer, but as the customer. What am I going to see? Where am I going to go?
Yes.
And you
Love
want to
that.
avoid bottlenecks. Obviously, we talk about all the customer
Mhm.
flow, and that might be a topic for a different day, but think of these experiences as you've gone through them.
Yep. Yeah, customer flow is something we teach you a lot about in Brick and Mortar Academy as in the build out module. But for this right now, I just want you to think about where can you customers
Right.
gather and how you want to do that. Let's pop on some music. Love that. All right, I already see some of you in the chat. This is great. I love the shaded outdoor patio, inside tables, stools by a large window. I love all this. These are all great things where people can feel comfortable. Sorry, bar and high tables and chairs. I like that, Janet. That's great. People can hang out and gather and build a sense of community. I found that especially ever since COVID, people are looking now more than ever for places to go, places where they can
Right.
find that sense of connection and community, even in a place like ours where we just sell products. We're not a restaurant, but they still want to come hang out. We have people that will come spend hours sometimes.
Yeah, a couple of
all
them call it like their neighborhood cigar lounge. They just
Yeah,
come in and BS,
yeah. So
I'm
having
okay
them,
with that. They spend money, and those are the people that talk about your place too.
yeah. Any other ideas? Put them in the chat on ways that you are going to create a space where people can gather. Awesome. I love what all of you have come up with today. This has been absolutely phenomenal. I want you just to remember what you came up with, those feelings and that story that you want to provide in your store. And think about that with every decision that you make when it comes to designing and opening your business. Keep that essential feeling behind every decision you make. It is so valuable and important to creating an experience and not forgetting that those little things like smell and offering a free drink, they matter so much. People appreciate those things more than you know. All right. So I just want to remind you that we would love to continue this journey, help you create an unforgettable in-store experience. There's still so much that we could teach you.
Just scratch the surface.
Yes, to take these tactics and these strategies and really start implementing them. We've done a lot of them. We've done them with ourselves and we've done them with customers, and we've seen what works and what doesn't when it comes to creating this experience. And we want to help you do that. So I just want to remind you that you can continue this process alone, or you can do it with us. And we would love the opportunity to continue to do this together with Brick and Mortar Academy. I'm not gonna, keep talking about this too much, but we are just so excited. It lights us up to work with you guys on implementing these things and building these businesses. It's incredible what you can do to create an experience in your community. We've seen it done time and time again with all different types of businesses. And it's so cool when you have these raving fans that can't wait to come back and experience what you offer again and again. And we'd love to help you do that.
Y'all can do this. Like I said before, like even with those things, these rooms that we've built that look super complicated, you can do this. It's tough, but anything worth anything is tough.
Mhm.
But you're physically capable of doing a lot. You really are. And with some guidance, like you're not going to make that catastrophic mistake. You're just really not.
Yes. All right, so just a reminder, Brick and Mortar Academy does walk you through every single thing you need to know to go from idea all the way to grand opening without confusion, overwhelm, or guessing. Inside Brick and Mortar Academy, you get 8 pre-recorded modules that are sent to you weekly. If you need access to a module before it opens, we will work with you on that. You will also get a private Facebook group community. I know so many of you have already been connecting in this community, networking, and it's so important to small business owners and entrepreneurs to not do this alone, to do it together and have that support. So we will provide that for you. We will have expert guest speakers on topics like branding, SEO, accounting, inventory, marketing, you name it. We're going to have all kinds of experts throughout the experience. We'll do 10 weekly live Q&A sessions. You can watch the replay if you can't join us live, but you can bring those questions to us and we will answer them not only on those live Q&As, but anytime.
Yeah. I'm not going to not answer you.
Yes, yes. We'll provide you with the ultimate marketing toolkit that includes over 500 templates and cheat sheets and guides that walk you through how to start marketing your local business and what not to do when it comes to marketing. And lastly, there's an exclusive legal masterclass because we sure as heck aren't going to answer your legal questions, but we have somebody that can, and they will come talk to you. So we hope you enroll with us. Just a reminder, it is $997. This is a value of $7,588, but we are not going to charge that. We normally work with clients one-on-one, but our goal is to reach more and more business owners to help open your businesses and make it an affordable way. So we've even made it even more affordable with 6 monthly payments of $197. So you can get started today for just $197, and we will start strategizing and getting in the trenches with you to work on your business. You can sign up at the link in the chat. And we're getting to the Q&A, I promise. Just a reminder that the fast action bonus is still available. And I really love these 30-minute one-on-one sessions. So I hope you dive in and do this with us. But this expires tonight at midnight. So jump on the Academy if you want to take advantage of the 30-minute one-on-one. Anything to add before we go to Q&A, Kyle?
No, let us help you out. You're like I said, like I've been trying to say this whole time, you are more capable than you think. You really are.
All right. And reminder, there is a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you join for first 14 days and you decide it's not for you, we will gladly refund you. You just have to show us that you've been participating and doing the work and that it's just not a fit. Once again, $197, 6 payments, or you can save a little bit with just one payment of $997, and you can grab that link in the chat. All right, we've made it to Q&A.
Let's go. Let's see it. Monday morning
Yeah.
Q&A.
All right. All right, put your questions in the chat. Anything we talked about today, anything business related, anything personal, I don't care. Anything you've got, let me pull this up. Okay, first question from Liz. Can you provide the dates? Also, if we cannot make this first 10-week session, do you know when the next session is? Okay, so the Academy kicks off on the 19th. So the Academy includes 8 pre-recorded modules. You get lifetime access to these modules. They are released each week. So we don't overwhelm you with a bunch of content. So we'll release them each week. Now the 10 weeks of live Q&A is obviously live each week, but we do send that replay so you can listen in and go back to those Q&As anytime you want. We will not be opening the academy likely again until 2024. We are getting married this year. So after this academy session, we plan to focus on our marriage, but we want to get back after that. So we will likely open the academy again in 2024. But if you want to get moving on opening your business, we hope you do it now because now is the time to get started. But you can come back to these modules anytime. You're not going to likely completely get your business open within 10 weeks, but our goal is to help you just get to where you know every single decision that you need to make and you are prepared. And we have ways that we can continue to support you in that.
You're learning tangible skills too. You know what I mean? You're learning things that'll translate to a lot of different elements.
Yes. All right. How early in the process do you recommend enrolling in the academy? I don't think it's ever too early. I mean, a lot of the academy is a lot of helping you plan, but also implement. So if you are in the planning phase, we are going to help you start planning so that every decision is already made and you're ready to go. We'll also be helping you with things like funding. So if you're still waiting on things like funding, we can help you do that.
Or even vetting an idea that you may have,
Mhm.
if there's something that you just, hey, I have this idea, I think it would be great. We can learn to see if it works and if it
Yeah.
doesn't,
Yeah.
and we're not going to sit there and tell you that, but you're going to go through a process that you'll be able to figure that out on your own,
Yeah.
and then you'll know,
Yeah.
and then if something else comes in the future, you can always refer back to it.
Yes.
It's not something that just is in and out.
And walking through these things like merchandising, like signage placements and marketing and understanding these things and how they should be set up before you even get started, honestly will help a lot.
Right.
Because then a lot of times when you're moving forward, you're just making decisions as you go without a lot of strategy behind them. But understanding all of these things before you even get started can be really beneficial for the
You'll
long
be able
run.
to take a proactive approach as opposed to reactive.
Yes, yes. All right, Liz, how long are the modules and is there associated project work, homework, if you will? So the modules are about an hour and a half each week, but they're divided up to about 10-minute lessons. We make them bite-sized, we get straight to the point and teach you really quickly. Um, there is a workbook for each module, so you can start implementing the work. A lot of the workbook includes things like templates, like an email that you can send to your projected landlord to ask them information about this space, or they are like templates on how to design your space or templates on how to set up a welcome email. So a lot of this is stuff that you can just start putting into action, but also to help you start implementing what you're learning. And time commitment, I'd say a couple of hours a week. But like I said, you can always come back to these modules if you need to. And we have some implementation weeks to help you get caught up. We're definitely not going to overwhelm you. We're just going to be there to help you move forward.
Yeah, we're not teachers here handing out homework, but
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of it, there's a lot of brainstorming. You make a lot of connections. We think about this stuff a lot. It's definitely going to be thought provoking. So if you take that time into account, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's certainly worth it in that it gets you thinking and it gets you moving too, which is great.
All right.
Is it okay to not be open 7 days a week? Jojo, I don't know. I mean, no, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
It is. It
It is.
is. Absolutely. Yes. We've seen businesses that are closed on Sunday, Mondays that are extremely successful. I would just say whatever you want to do, do it from the beginning because it's hard when you are a year in and you've been open 7 days a week and you're trying to close on Sundays now because customers will complain. They're like, you used to be open on Sundays. So try to think about what you want from the beginning and just make that a part of it. People will come in if they know you're going to be closed on Sundays, they know to come in on Monday through Saturday and they will learn that.
Right.
Um,
And
so
also I would look at my competition too, and I try to kind of, you don't want to be open then or do, or
yeah.
where the businesses are. I mean,
Mhm.
we're open 7 days a week, an hour before and an hour afterwards, all of our competition. That's just because I'm a crazy person, but it doesn't necessarily need to be there. There are days, and now that we have the data, we could look at it and we could probably close 1 or 2 days, but what the heck else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a great question. Look at your competitors. Maybe they're closed on Sundays, so maybe you want to be open on Sundays to capture them, and then maybe you close on Mondays.
Right. Yeah.
Look at things like that. But it is absolutely okay to not be open 7 days a week. We are big on work-life balance, and having that day to rejuvenate sometimes and come back. You'll perform better. You'll be able to
Yeah.
treat your customers better. Don't overwork
In the
yourself.
store, there's days where like, everyone's like, oh, you weren't at this, like, we weren't at the store last 2 times I've been here. It was like, I've been doing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gotta go. There's times where you gotta go shopping, you gotta do whatever. Just because the store isn't open doesn't mean that you're not working on
Yeah.
it too. So take
Yeah.
that, sometimes you just need a day to like, I don't know, get toilet paper or
Yeah.
whatever the case might be, or
Yes.
receipt paper. Hopefully, right? You're running out of
Yeah.
it, but it's
It's a great
okay. It's a
question.
good question though, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. Okay, Liz wants to know, do you have the Q&A scheduled? As of right now, we have it scheduled for in the academy. It's on Thursdays. I want to say 12 Central Time, but we will be sending out a poll to all academy members to get the best times. But there will be a replay of that, and you can send in your questions in advance, so we'll answer them on the call, and you can always watch the answer later. And like I said, you can ask us questions anytime. We don't reserve just the Q&A to questions. We're in the Facebook group. We're answering questions. We're engaging with you. We're answering emails. We'll even hop on a phone call if
Yeah,
needed.
there's not 10,000 people in these groups, so we'll be able to get to people as they, as they need it for sure. And we like this stuff. I enjoy this, honestly. What the heck else am I gonna talk about? It's not football season,
We
so
talk
yeah,
about it all the
for
time.
sure. That's all we talk about. Yeah.
All right. What other questions do you guys have? I think we've bored our dog. He's down here snoring.
Dog's
But
snoring.
what other questions do you guys have about getting started? Anything from the boot camp, anything in Brick and Mortar Academy? If you're on the fence for some reason, let us know. We can
If
answer
you're
that here.
challenge in your current business, talk to us.
Liz, I see you're at a market. We'll definitely. Yes. So Liz, you can watch the replay anytime and it's just as valuable. And like I said, we'll definitely be sending out a poll to make sure that we're choosing a time that fits most people. So I hope you can join. We'll be there to answer your questions outside of that Q&A. I promise you that. Any other questions? All right. All right, I hope you found today valuable. I want you to continue this journey of journaling about the experience that you want to provide. I hope that this excited you as much as we do. We love this topic. We could talk about for hours about how to create an experience in your business, and we'd love to continue this journey with you. We hope that you've enjoyed the boot camp. Remember, the replays are available for a limited time, so catch those unless you join Brick and Mortar Academy, in which the replays you will have lifetime access to. So if you have any questions about whether or not the Academy is right for you, feel free to reach out, shoot us an email. We're happy to help you figure that out. And the 30-minute one-on-one strategy session bonus does expire tonight. So if you want that strategy session with us, take advantage by signing up today. Enrollment does close on Sunday because we are kicking off on Monday with a giant welcome party for everybody in the Academy. And we can't wait. There's just so much. I wish we could have packed even more into this boot camp, but there's only so much we can do. So we want to continue this journey with you, and we hope that you will join.
Yeah, this was super fun, guys. We really appreciate the questions, the engagement. It means the world to us that people are actually going to sit there and listen to us. We have a podcast, the Receipt Paper Podcast, that you guys can check out. We go into some of these things, talk about our daily struggles with running a business and a lot of solutions. Jojo crushes it on that too. But yeah, I mean, I really, really honestly appreciate you guys paying attention to us and asking these great questions. Thank you so much.
We hope to see you in the Academy. Watch the replays. Let us know what questions you have, and we will see you all soon.